I do not miss this place in the slightest. We have not been here in a very long time over at the uranium fuel rod production plant because I've been working away at Plutonium on some of the free time I've had, just enjoying it. Just recently fixed up nitrogen gas, so it's gonna sort itself out here, but I've gotten, I think, everything for... what is it? Plutonium. In case plutonium sells. I think if I hook up the concrete, these are done. I just need to get limestone. And then those are done. I also finished the power plant itself. So all 40 of the reactors are down. Which is why I only have this little of plutonium refinement done. It's because I also finished the entire power plant itself, which I will go showcase in a little bit. Because obviously in the nuclear power episode I only did 10 because there was really no point in me doing more than that. And in fact, after that episode was done, I turned off all 10 and then never used nuclear power. I'm still not using it actually. This is entirely off of turbo fuel and just pure power augmenting. I don't have any nuclear running right now. But yeah, we obviously are trying to make plutonium fuel rods, because that's the only way to get rid of this crap. We need to get the limestone, first of all, to be able to finish the encased plutonium cells. And then we're going to be at the more annoying segment, which is basically redoing electromagnetic control rods. We have to redo a bit of aluminum too. See, this is the concrete. Actually, I'm going to finish these splitters and then I'm going to go showcase what I've done to the nuclear power plant itself. Alright, we have not been in this bit of the map in quite a while. But this is how the nuclear power plant has turned out. Just a tedious project. It's not necessarily an entertaining one that was really worth an entire video. It was primarily just a lot of tedious piping and water extractor planning. But yeah, that is a lot of pipes. 40, I believe, to be exact. Transporting, I think, 24,000 water per minute. Yeah, these are stopped because I disconnected the waste output. So none of these are actually running, even if the smoke is going. That's just a bug, which is probably never going to get fixed, which I guess is no biggie because it doesn't matter. But yeah, all of these make 6,000 megawatts each, which is a theoretical of 240,000, but it's actually more than that because of the power augmenters. I did kick it on for a bit and I reached almost 500,000 because we have no plutonium refinement and this thing makes 1,000 waste per minute. I'm still kind of in the process of debating whether or not I want to burn plutonium and then inevitably burn fixonium. If I do, it's not going to be now. I'm just going to throw plutonium fuel rods straight into the sink as soon as this is done to get just the damn plant going. And we're going to probably make a return to tier 9, at least a little bit. And then we might come back later and come back around to this. Primarily because resources are getting tight. There's not much coal left outside of the center of the map. There's this one spot here. These are just all waiting to be belted, but they're ready to go, pretty much. We're also out of pretty much all of the oil. There's some left in the Spire Coast, but most of what's left is impure and normal at best. Tier 9 alternates use oil, or we have to use, like, I think I calculated like 15,000 SAM per minute, which I don't even know if there is that much on the map. It's like either 15,000 SAM per minute for what I want to do, or it's like 2,500 oil per minute for what I want to do. We also need bauxite for this, because we're going to have to set up a new aluminum chain, which unfortunately means having to go to the swamp. But honestly, I think it's probably about that time I go to that swamp, because every hard drive I'm missing is there, other than like I think 2 which are in the Titan Forest in like really inconvenient spots. The thing is, I'm pretty sure the Titan Forest might actually be even more dangerous than the swamp nowadays. because of all the new enemies. May as well get the worst nodes out the way. Just leaves this pure one for something better later on. I'm still finding some of these new, like, respawn Mercispheres. The crazy part is, these were collected after the respawn, which means there's been a second respawn that they just didn't bother announcing. Alright, the concrete's starting to fill up and go. Hopefully that means you can see all of it traveling along. The power augmenters have fired back up, which is a good sign. These are still yellow, but I think that's just because the concrete's, you know, trying to keep up. And now this area is becoming very radioactive. Pretty much all 20 of these, or almost. So I guess next is steel. We may as well keep aluminum for last, as it'll be the hardest. Steel, but before that it's definitely going to be getting way more iodine and fuse filters, because this is just not cutting it. I love how this area just keeps looking more and more ridiculous by basically the hour at this point. I was gonna say the day, but like all of this was in like 3 hours, all of this new concrete. There's also still this just random rail from like, I think episode 6 or whichever one was crystal oscillators, I believe. And then yeah, obviously there's all the machines here, which is everything other than the aluminum for plutonium refinement. I actually managed to finish pretty much everything last night. I didn't expect to get that much done, but hey, it is what it is. Although aluminum's actually going to take a while, not because it's a lot of machines, but because we need bauxite. And guess what biomes do not have bauxite? Basically everything. Just remembered that I already have the copper sheets for this done, so technically I can already hook up the copper sheets. But yeah, next we're going to need aluminum, so I guess we may as well just go do that now. In fairness, this place shouldn't be too bad. I mean, we got one elite gas stinger. The thing is, this place was bad for when the Titan Forest didn't exist. So, since the Titan Forest is basically this, but with 3 times the enemies and 4 times less visibility, I think the Titan Forest has kind of gotten harder. Because this, you can just kind of do what I'm doing, which is kind of like glance a bit over the surface and you can basically just be home free. Okay, well that's another stupid spider, which is being attacked by the runner. I forgot, this area is not going to function correctly at all anymore, because the enemies attack each other. Oh, there's an elite gas stinger right there too. Yeah, this is more of the dangerous bit. This area is not going to work at all anymore, because the new runners attack spiders as of 1.0, and this area hasn't been updated. So these guys are just going to kill each other, and this whole area just isn't going to work anymore. Which is kind of convenient for me, because I just ran out of nukes. This is without any tier 9 stuff. I got rid of basically everything other than belt materials and whatever was fully automated. So no more singularity cells, nor more space elevator parts, none of that. Which is inconvenient because stuff like these singularity cells needs nuclear pasta, which also needs aluminum stuff, which is a huge part of the reason why I am not going to be doing tier 9 any further anytime soon. I'm going to bring this belt all the way back to the area, which is not that crazy far, but I'm not going to torture you with basically 20 minutes of running. Now we'll be back with the aluminum bit of plutonium refinement. You know, I've probably mentioned this at some point, but bauxite is literally just the same texture as uranium, but a different color. Like, they're the exact same. I just realized. I feel like I've noticed this before and I commented on it, but I mean, it probably got buried, so I guess I'll include it this time if I remember. You know, I don't miss aluminum. Advanced aluminum, which I consider all the turbo motor stuff, is By far my most annoying, well, the most annoying part of the game, in my opinion, the least fun segment of the game. But I think it's less advanced aluminum, but rather aluminum itself. The aluminum chain is just not fun. I think the foundation is bad, and then that makes the rest of the stuff not fun. Because nuclear is fun. Like, yeah, it's a lot, but I've been enjoying it. But even though aluminum is like 10% as many machines and items and things to keep up with, I don't enjoy it. And I think it's just because it uses awkward items. Okay, we've already got a couple plutonium fuel rods, although the production isn't done. Well, okay, I should correct myself there. It's done, but it's not done enough to be operating, in the sense that it's not running yet. It has a water shortage. And it needs to run to fix that water shortage. And this is going to sort itself out using this very questionable system that I haven't been able to test because I don't have enough water. This is going to have to eventually kick on the aluminum, which you can see it's starting to kick it on a little bit, I think, and make heat sinks. Yep. Okay, this thing should, in theory, be self-sufficient now. It should slowly ramp up until it eventually starts running properly to help it with the actual heat sink production in the base, just to get the ball rolling a bit here. Because I want to get to processing plutonium like as fast as possible. I want to get rid of the built-up waste, and then I want to kick on all the nuclear power plants, and then see if it starts building up. Because if it keeps building up, then there's a problem. And in terms of the plutonium fuel rods, we might burn them eventually, but for now, they will stay in the storage until I either decide to route them into an awesome sink, because I'm pretty sure you can still do that despite the addition of FICSIT, or I just decide to store them until we eventually burn them. Alright, I think I'm going to let this thing just run for a little bit. I'm going to do a bit of a time lapse. Even if I know they don't perform well, I do want to see this thing slowly ramp up and start running quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. Okay, I can't lie, it's been like 15 minutes, I'm getting impatient. Half of it's going? Not quite, but like, there's also a lot. Like, there's a lot of buildup. I put this container here to kind of just get the thing, you know, up and rolling, which is kind of having a backwards effect now, because that's an extra 10,000 to have to process. I'm gonna fill it up with as many heat sinks as I can, and then I don't know. That's probably gonna be it for this video, unless I just throw in me turning on the plant, because I doubt this is going to go quick enough. That's 1 every 4 minutes for me to, you know, be able to get rid of all this crap and then turn the thing on today. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. And we've got a stack of plutonium fuel rods to eat, I guess.